Hello, I'm Marie Plett of AspirationsResume.com. I am a certified executive resume master, which is one of the highest credentials you can obtain in the resume writing industry. I have been developing resumes since 2004, and pretty much every year I dominate global Tory Awards and National Roar Awards. I'm considered a global authority on visual resume design and formatting. My company, AspirationsResume.com, is just me and an answering service. I do not hire subcontract resume writers or ghostwriters of any sort, so rest assured your project will be managed by me and me alone. As soon as you place an order, which you can either do online or by phone, I send you a Let's Get Started email. Now this email will just ask you for a lot of basic information you probably already have. For example, it'll ask if you have an existing resume. It will ask you if you have letters of recommendation. It will ask if you have an existing profile pic, if I'm developing a LinkedIn profile for you, or if you have any logos or visual elements you absolutely need me to incorporate into your resume. Most importantly though, my starting email asks you for any job descriptions you have, any written description of opportunities you absolutely need to apply to. Attached to this email will be a very comprehensive, let's face it, lengthy questionnaire. It's going to ask a lot of questions to help brainstorm all of your best achievements. I only offer it to clients who want to fill it out, and the only reason I offer it is because some clients prefer to work this way. The majority of my clients, however, prefer phone contact, which is fine too. I offer unlimited phone contact for all of my clients. It's not uncommon that my clients take about 2 hours on the phone with me just through the interviewing process, so that I can help you determine all of your best achievements, all of the different types of achievements you have accomplished in your career, and to help fill in the blanks between what you currently have in your existing resume versus what the job positions you're seeking are actually looking for. So these phone sessions tend to be very productive. The most important thing I determine in these phone sessions is your overall unique value proposition. Now, the purpose of a resume and the interview and everything else associated with a job search is really just to answer one question. It's the only question that matters, and that is, why should I hire you among all the other candidates sitting back there? What makes you the candidate I absolutely need on my team? And your resume needs to answer that to the employer. It needs to show that in your LinkedIn profile. Every document created about you in a job search needs to display very clearly your differentiating value proposition so that employers understand why you are special. Phone interviews, I find, tend to be the best way to get that information. I am always available by phone. I am always very reachable. So understand, a lot of my competitors will limit phone contact to a half hour to an hour. So if you're shopping around, you're going to want to ask that question to make sure that your project is being taken very seriously and not just being whipped through. Most clients end up using some sort of combination between the resume questionnaire and the phone interviews. I always let the clients lead the dance. Whatever is most convenient and comfortable for you, that is how I operate. Once your information is collected, I'll go ahead and get started in developing your first drafts. Now understand, I do take a little bit longer than most resume writers to do this. My turnaround time for a first draft is 7 to 10 business days. Most projects get completed within 2 to 3 weeks. Including revisions. But after that first draft, the process is up to you. After that, everything goes along a lot more quickly. Any revisions you request will be done in the same business day or next business day. LinkedIn profiles are generally produced very quickly, but the first draft of your resume and cover letters, if you've ordered letters, will be 7 to 10 business days. I do again value quality over speed, so I do not accept rush orders. I'm sorry if you're in a hurry. I'm probably not the writer for you. Again, a lot of love and work goes into each and every one of my fail-proof resume masterpieces. So most resume writers you'll encounter will generally spend about 3 to 5 hours producing a resume. I start at 15. Very few resumes I ever develop take fewer than 15 hours to complete. And here is why. The very first thing I do after I interview you and collect all your information is I write an extremely plain version of your resume. And by plain I mean plainly formatted. It's just plain black and white on a page, no designs done, just content, just the best possible content I can write based on what you've given me. Then I take that and I test your resume against whatever job descriptions you want or types of jobs you're targeting through a testing software called jobscan.co, not com, .co. And I run it through over and over, and then I put in the more keywords or change the keywords or put in the, change the placements of the keywords or add some, reduce some in a way that makes sense and still excites a human reader, but gets through the applicant tracking software. Now this is a critical element because 80% of employers use applicant tracking software. You're going to want to make sure that your resume ranks at the top of the list, number 1, number 2, not number 13 or 14, because sometimes it won't get seen if it's number 13 or 14. So content is king. First thing I do is make sure the content is perfectly on point so that you're getting calls immediately. So once I am 100% confident that the resume content will get you through easily through electronic resume screening, I now want to jolt the nervous systems of the human resume screeners who are going to look at your resume. I want to create a stunning, unique, original presentation for you that nobody's seen before. I do not use templates. I do not copy paste. Everything I develop for my clients is original and unique to them, what they want, and their brand. I can do graphic, I can do groundbreaking, I can do understated and elegant, I can do modern and bright, you name it. I've done humorous, I've done serious, but your visual presentation will be a reflection of you in a way that is, brands you well within your industry or your targeted profession. Honestly, I've had a lot of clients approach me after they've accepted job offers and say, wow, I was called in for an interview just because the person wanted to know how I could get a resume like that. And I'm often told, wow, I didn't even know resumes could look like that. So when you're sitting in a pile of 100 other resumes and you see this, it makes you memorable no matter what. Even if you're not that qualified, they're like, but look at this. Who wouldn't want to hire somebody with that kind of initiative and care about their resume? If you care, people who put care into their resumes make huge impressions in HR offices. When it comes to LinkedIn, I am equally careful from top to bottom. I start off with a headline that is going to get you found by employers. I don't worry about cutesy phrases. I don't worry about general subject matters. I worry about employers finding you within the headline. For example, if you're a project manager and you might have a really good headline that says project management, finishing projects on time and within budget. Sounds nice, but when employers type in project manager, you won't be seen because the phrase project manager is not in your headline. So I strategize the headline so that you're found by more employers. I strategize the summary to make sure that it doesn't sound like the summary of your resume. The value proposition overall needs to be there, and it needs to be within those top 2 lines so that people looking at your LinkedIn profile will see it. But it also needs to be in different language than the resume. Because when employers see that the resume has simply been copy-pasted into LinkedIn, they just disregard the whole thing and head straight to your recommendations. So I create a summary that makes them want to open it up and read about you. I want employers to feel like they're getting a new level of information about you. I want the LinkedIn to be personal. It's social media. It's not a resume, so it should have your voice in it. It should feel like you. It should have your personality. And of course, all the experience sections should be filled out to get all those very valuable keywords that bring your ranking up within LinkedIn searches. Same reason for that. The skills need to be strategized. I do that. I give you strategic guides and all sorts of coaching to show you how you can get the jobs you want through LinkedIn, how you can find the hiring managers you really want to connect to directly through LinkedIn, and how to get recommendations very, very quickly. It's actually very easy to get a lot of recommendations in LinkedIn and to grow your presence through this if you know how, and I'm here to help. The other thing that I offer with LinkedIn that nobody else does is, again, I'm a skills graphic designer. I can do miracles with your profile pic. If you have a high resolution photograph of yourself in any capacity, I can turn it into a very cool or corporate looking profile picture for your LinkedIn photograph. I can remove wrinkles, blemishes, I can whiten teeth, I can change the color of your suit, your tie, the background to match the resume presentation so that we have a continuing branded look. I can take away people from the background. You got people standing around the background, or you thought you looked really good at a party. Great, I can take the people out of the party and just focus in on you. There's not a lot I can't do with a high resolution picture. The only thing I can't work with is a fuzzy, low resolution picture. I cannot do anything with that. You'll always look foggy and fuzzy. And, so if you have anything high resolution, even if it's just a selfie, you take a selfie, I can help you. So that's one thing that I give that none of my other competitors can do. I also typically design unique LinkedIn backgrounds that are just for your brand. Sometimes they're just beautiful images that look right for your brand. A lot of times I add in accomplishments and features that make you even more impressive to somebody just glancing at your LinkedIn profile. And it always makes such a better impression than just the plain teal and blue connect the dots background that LinkedIn offers. I'm also very happy to upload the LinkedIn profile for you. This is an option most of my clients prefer. They like me to take over and make sure everything looks perfect. And if you decide to opt for this, rest assured, I never just willy-nilly put anything up into a LinkedIn profile. I'll always send it to you as a Microsoft Word document first for your express written permission before anything gets uploaded, because I do value your security, your privacy, and your confidentiality. So that's my process. Again, average turnaround time is 3 weeks, so please plan in advance accordingly. Make sure we have plenty of time to do the best possible job for your resume. In terms of prices, I'm not going to give them out on this video, as they are subject to change based on demand and whatever year you happen to be viewing this. However, I always offer upfront, viewable prices on my website. Feel free to check out the packages to make sure that they fit your budget. You will find that yes, I am more expensive than the average resume writer because I'm doing a lot more work than the average resume writer. However, compared to the top maybe dozen elite resume writers in this world, of which I am definitely one of those, I am extremely reasonable. So my resumes, they might be a little bit more expensive than others, but they are worth the investment because they get you that new job much more quickly. And like most all other resume writers, after you order an original resume with me, updates are cheaper. I only ever do, a few $100s for an update. It's always much cheaper over time. So if you're looking for a really dedicated, long-term career partner, I would love to work with you. I would be honored to be your long-term career partner. Thank you for considering me and my services, as I would love the opportunity to work with you. So please visit my website, aspirationsresume.com, to view my upfront pricing. If you like what you see and if my prices are compatible for your budget, please don't hesitate to schedule an initial consultation. I have a link down here you can click on to get on my calendar. I'd love to talk to you in person to show you how I can really accelerate the success of your job search. Thanks again for considering aspirationsresume.com.